Governor Gilmore, former governor of Virginia. Tell me what your first job was.
My first job?
Yes.
My first job was as a grocery clerk. My father was a working man. He was worked for Safeway stores for 42 years, and my first job, predictably enough, was a summer job when I went to work as a grocery clerk.
Tell me about it. Where did you?
Well, it was in Richmond. It was in small, modest stores in some of the minority communities of Richmond. And I first just stocked shelves and did checking at the grocery store, at the cash register, and just did the little things that you do around a grocery store to do a job.
Now, you've been a businessman and a governor. What did you learn from that first job that taught you what you're doing now?
Oh, listen, I learned a lot from that job. You had to show up on time. You had to do your job faithfully. You were going to be managed because you had to be efficient, and you were expected to do your job faithfully and loyally, and I think those are great qualities that you carry with you the rest of your life.
Is there any incident that you remember from that time that you sort of think back sometimes?
I sure do. I think about a couple of things. I think about the day that I was sent down into an old basement, was expected to wash out bottles so that they could be returned back to the manufacturer, and what an awful, gross job that was. And then secondly, I ran the cash register, and I was kind of a whiz. We all kind of saw how many groceries we could check. I remember one time, though, that I was supposed to, offer somebody ice cream, and if I didn't offer it, then they got a free quart. Now, I missed up on that. That was the only time that I did, though.
Well, okay, so we'll move ahead a little bit to the larger economy, from
Yes,
grocery
indeed.
store economy to larger economy. What do we need to do to move this economy along?
There's no question about it, Ellen. The most important issue people are talking to me about as a United States Senate candidate in Virginia is gas prices. Individual working men and women everywhere in Virginia are telling me that they're really under a great deal of stress and hardship because of high gas prices, and they want us to do something about it, whether it's in the cities or in the workforce or in the factory floors or in the agricultural community. They want us to lower gas prices. We must drill for oil domestically to do that. If you drill for oil in ANWR in Alaska, if you drill offshore, if you drill even in the upper Midwest, then you're in a position to produce that domestic oil supply that's going to be necessary to give us energy independence and reduce gas prices immediately.
But how can we be sure that that energy is going to come and only be sold within the United States, that oil? It could go on the open market, and then Arab cartel OPEC ups the prices, and we're up in the same creek.
It could, but that's the role of the United States Senate. You can actually, as a part of the condition of the oil concession, say that it needs to stay in domestic markets. You can do that. In fact, I think we did do that with Prudhoe Bay. And a lot of that oil is coming in now into the United States as a result of that. That's a place where a vigorous United States senator can do something in order to make sure the people of the United States are protected with their own resources.
What else are you thinking that Virginians and Americans want right now? What are some of the top other two issues?
The other issues are taxes. The tax cuts that were put into place in 2001, 2003 are about to expire. When they expire, it's going to be dramatic new taxes, not just for the rich, but for everybody. And that's a real challenge and a real problem that people are facing right now. And they want somebody who's going to make sure that these tax cuts remain in place. Otherwise, it's going to mean a great deal of distress for working families everywhere. And finally, there's something that's just emerging just in the past couple of weeks. There's a union bill that's coming forward that says that no longer will working people have the right to have a secret ballot for union organization. That is all of a sudden a revelation for people as they begin to see the economy potentially transformed by union power bosses. I think that's a real problem out there that people are starting to talk to me about. So and Barack Obama does not want domestic oil production. He will not drill. He wants higher taxes. He has said so. And he's going to support this union bill. And by the way, my opponent in the United States Senate in Virginia is going to do the same thing.
In terms of, though, again, back to sort of growing the economy, if you were to wave a magic wand and find 2 or 3 businesses you'd like to see in Virginia come there, what would you support? What would you like to see happen there?
Well, when I was the governor of Virginia, I supported the high-tech community. We're an exciting technology state in Virginia, and I led on that and put a Secretary of Technology in my cabinet, so I support that. There's nothing wrong with manufacturing jobs. We always sought to get auto manufacturers in the state, and it's very, very difficult to do. That would have been a good thing to do as well. But we're excited about the state of Virginia and its opportunities. But I would like your listeners to go on my website, JimGilmoreForSenate.com, and you'll see a lot of these issues discussed on the website.
Governor Gilmore, thank you so much.
Great. Thank you,
I
Ellen.
want to say